Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Wrestling Challenge Review Series for the 20th of December 1986. Wrestling Challenge is something I grew up with, so seeing these before I became a fan is totally awesome. Had not seen the 86 through 88 Wrestling Challenges before because I wasn't a fan then. Anyway, we open with the genius Lanny Poffo. Facing off against the Honky Tonk Man. Honky Tonk Man is a newly minted heel over the last little while. Poffo does his foam deal, which ultimately I think was a really cool character. I know a lot of people didn't, but didn't set him apart. You always knew, even non wrestling fans when I was in school as a kid, knew the poem guy, and it set him apart. Anyway, short kicks. Jimmy Hart has just joined with the Honky Tonk Man here over the last couple of weeks, and that is here. Short kick by the Honky Tonk Man. Honky Tonk Man with a quick win with the shake, rattle, and roll, which eventually becomes his permanent finish. Couple of hope spots from the Lanny Poffo, aka the man who would become the genius in 1989, but here, still an enhancement talent, and believe it or not, Honky Tonk Man was, in fact, his main adversary for about 2 months or so here in 1986, kind of getting him ready. We go to an update. Gene Okerlund talks with two doctors about the fate of Ricky Steamboat. Both of them uh, basically agree that Steamboat should not return to wrestling. Obviously, he does, but they're trying to put extra heat on the idea of the heinousness of Randy Savage, and it's well done here. Rouge shows as baby faces, which is weird to me because they were baby faces for about, I don't know, maybe 2 years or so, give or take. I think they turned in 1988. Before I got into being a fan, basic independent enhancement match here. Rougeos really do work together well. Uh, and they are playing up their Frenchness, which I don't think worked for them at the time. Backflip over the back by Raymond Rougeau. Raymond actually more talented than gets credit for along the way here. Obviously, Jacques Rougeau stays in wrestling longer as the Mountie and other things, and eventually goes to WCW, opens a school. Kevin Owens, his, I guess, biggest student, or most notable student. Anyway, um, crossbody and some other basic stuff. And a run in from the enhancement talent temporarily. Bombs away from the top rope by one of the Rougeos, while the other is holding his man in position, kind of a cannonball type thing, but a win nonetheless for the Rougeos. Hillbilly Jim talks in the backstage area in an interview about Granny inviting people for Christmas. Also mentions inviting Waylon Jennings and Willie Nelson and other people for Christmas dinner. Blackjack Mulligan on a burro talks about wanting to get his hands on King Kong Bundy. Pretty major thing there during the time because Bundy is a major star at the time, getting him ready for, WrestleMania 3. Actually, he's dropping in importance here as having just wrestled Hulk Hogan about 6 or 7 months before with the WrestleMania 2 deal. Can't believe that WrestleMania has been around for 37. Next year will be 38 years, and I have seen all but the first 5 of them live, so think about that too. Anyway, Mr. Gold is the opponent for Hercules. Hercules has been recently purchased from Slick by the managerial services of Bobby Heenan. Hercules comes in with the chain, actually entices the enhancement talent to grab the chain and pull to try and break it away from him. Back elbows and some clotheslines, Hercules in control. By this point, 1986, Hercules still a discernible guy. I think he does a Saturday night's main event with Hulk Hogan around this time. Obviously, Hercules with Heenan, probably a better fit than with the Slickster. He launches the enhancement talent through the ropes like he's literally nothing, a sack of potatoes, so to speak, and a backbreaker by Hercules. Hercules in dominant control. Certainly a different guy than you'd seen in Mid-South. If you haven't checked out our Mid-South series, worth doing among the 1,300 audios that are here. We go to an interview with Tito Santana. Tito Santana says he's staying in tip-top shape. He thanks God, among others, for the support in 1986, biding his time to get his rematch or series thereof with Randy Savage over the Intercontinental title that he lost in February. And then we move to a Billy Jack Haynes match. Haynes being pushed relatively strongly here. Side headlock takeovers and other basic things really cranking up on him. Haynes had been pushed pretty aggressively. Hillbilly Jim, his tag team partner in this particular contest. And, that's kind of there. I think they were looking for something more to do with both Hillbilly and Billy Jack Haynes at the time. Atomic Drop completely missed by Hillbilly Jim. Six-man tag in this case with 3 enhancement talents and Pedro Morales in there. The six-man tag team thing up through about 86, 87 is big across wrestling all the way around. I think it was mainly brought into the U.S. by the predominance of it in Texas in the World Class Championship Wrestling deal. I can't imagine it being a major thing before, let's say, 1983 or so, with the Freebirds and all of that. I assume that's what this is. Anyway, Hillbilly Jim gets a victory with the bear hug. Again, King Harley Race out there basically saying that everyone should bow. He's in the snake pit with Jake Roberts. Odd that less than a year later there'd be matches between the two. Just odd that it wasn't necessarily looked at as a option at the time, although ends up being an option certainly in any event. And then we kind of go to a roundabout of a series of music video here, kind of closing out the year. Actually, one of the shows that we're going to do the beginning of January is rather, I wouldn't say unnecessary, but it's a highlight of 1986. I understand why they do it, but I wouldn't want to waste time in that way. Music videos obviously dubbed over on Peacock because of music rights. One thing I like about Tony Khan's AEW at the moment is that they are attempting to gain musical rights. Junkyard Dog barking at Matilda, which is just kind of weird, although they are trying to play that as a big thing. Johnny Valiant is here. He is continuing to be the manager for the Dream Team, Valentine, and Beefcake. Bravo has not been brought into that yet. The Moondog spot is the six-man tag team there. The British Bulldogs and the Junkyard Dog are in your main event here this week. Match obviously turns into a bit of a brawl, as is to be expected with the combatants that are here. Johnny V cuts a inset promo about all of that. The British Bulldogs still your tag team champions for another couple of weeks. Hard atomic drop across the knee of Davey Boy Smith there. Some hard shots. Junkyard Dog and Valentine go at it in the middle here. Greg Valentine usually not very good in these types of matches because he needs time to warm up, as Gorilla Monsoon was always apt to remind us. Power moves by Beefcake along the way, getting advantages for his team. Beefcake still using the sleeper, but months away from his babyface turn. Short suplex by Beefcake and the cutoff of the ring. Moondog coming in. Lots of dogs at the time. The thump slam by the Junkyard Dog gets the victory for the baby faces as we draw closer to a close. There is a promo by Lanny Poffo, who's wearing a suit that is rather notable for the time period anyway. He brings out George Steele, who has toys, dolls of various people, including presents given to him by Jimmy Hart that he says he doesn't like. George says he's going to write a poem of his own, and we go off into the yonder here at the end of December. Again, hang with us. We'll be back with more action. Should have several more updates today and throughout the rest of the week. But until next time, keep your feet on the ground, your mind in the moment. Until next time, everybody.